Hey guys, apparently I'm bar famous now. This guy says, I saw your vids. Yeah, what you think? I was very annoyed by you pausing the gameplay while talking. Well, duh. It's a replay analysis. Bum bum ba-dum. Wow. Um, oh, let's not speed this up. So, so I've been playing. I was thinking of about maybe doing this with. Why does it hijack the view like that? Why is it when you go into the replay, you look at someone's perspective, it's off to the side. It's not the same angle. It's horrible. Um, excuse me. I was thinking of maybe doing a replay analysis with without pausing. I'll even take my hands off the keyboard. But yeah, I've been learning. Wind was really bad on this one, and I didn't make a third wind. Yeah. I've been learning Beach C. I think I watched a video by Drongo that was showing off this build by like a 53 OS player. I don't know how old the video was though. Was it Drongo? Maybe it was Better Strategy. It was one of those guys, but it's a really good video. It was like almost an hour long, or around an hour or two long, and talked about like every position on Isthmus. And I'm just not an Isthmus player, so this is kind of going to be a bit of a rehash from my last video, where like maybe the last time you saw my last video, I was 29 OS, but now I'm eagerly awaiting my OS to just go down and meet my skill level, because I've been learning C for a while. Like last week or so, I've been trying to learn Legion and Legion C. So any opportunity I have to learn C, and I just had to bite the bullet. Like I don't like. I avoid Supreme for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the established meta or what, or I want to be a more well-rounded player, so I don't want to stick to just a single map. But there is good things about like just learning one position or whatever and getting good at it. But I don't know. I just haven't. I think the meta part of it was the meta is so established on Isthmus that I just like didn't want to like do that gap. I've learned some things like I asked for this. I was scared I was gonna get shot down here. I was afraid my comm was and then this guy took forever to give me a con and a res because I need that to take my mechs over there. I don't know what all these pings are. I was afraid my comm was gonna get shut down, but you want to like start out with an AA boat and hopefully a scout. And this guy was nice. He gave me a fig too. So if you can, I think I ended up shooting down something here. Or no, it got away. It got away. So next time I'll just. I saw the scout, but yeah, they like doing the light transport, but the heavy transport with the comm is a lot better. But like, yeah, stuffing can happen, but if you get everything out quickly, then you're not really in too much danger. But sometimes the air players will try hard on the other side and will try to shoot you down, and you have to hope that your air player is also on it. So, yeah, I've never seen the use of subs, but for whatever reason, this build order calls for subs, so now I have to learn how to micro subs. I see this thing like, dang it, man, he's already in here. What the heck, man? What? And I've also been learning to use seaplanes and amphibious units. The wind, I don't know, whatever I did, I'm still learning. I should have just waited. Like the build order calls for building most of your stuff next to the sea. I think I see why, because I ended up stalling for quite a while. And usually you should be able to assist out 3 cons and a herring before you pick up your con with the heavy transport you get. And this time I only got 1 con out, and I had to use that to assist the other cons. So a lot of things happen late. Or actually, no. Well, that did happen, but I ended up making up to 5 cons because I think I saw like what I was up against over there, like how much he already, had in the sea. So I was like, oh, I can probably get away with 2 more cons. And then I bring my commander over back here in anticipation of the T2 con that I'm going to get. It'll be there and ready to start assisting as soon as I get it, and hopefully it won't be 13 minutes before I get the T2. That happens sometimes. I think I played 1 match against excuse me. I think the meta is kind of like I'm trying not to pause. I think the meta is kind of like for the tech to give the air and the sea players their cons, and then the 2 front tech positions should T2 and give themselves and the 2 front players T2. But that's unless spoken or said otherwise, because there's some pretty sick geo builds and I like doing those. Those are fun. But yeah, like these subs don't fire unless they have that very specific arc of fire. I think it's like 90 degrees total. And whatever settings I use, they don't seem to turn themselves, so they just don't fire sometimes. And I notice here that these torpedoes aren't homing. That's annoying. So you have to be really close, I guess. It's just like I'm still learning C, so it's like really frustrating. I've had multiple matches now that I've lost just because I was like way ahead on eco, but I just didn't know how to micro my navy. Excuse me. I'm going to be doing that a lot. This is who I am. I'm the one who sniffles. Once you have these titles, if you're using titles and wins, I want to keep my conversion bar really low. I guess I was like looking around like, what the fuck, where's my con? I think the second time I look over there, like, Beach Sea needs it, dude. Well, both of the seas need it. And the... What am I trying to say? I'm just complaining. I think like you should be giving your highest OS players their cons first, because they can make the best use of it. So, one of the things I've learned through watching, I was like watching replays, and I just didn't like, how did I lose this? It was there's certain maps where there's just like one little river, and if you start your com forward, really far forward, and do a bunch of conversion in the back, and you're not really sacrificing anything because the distance is so far. You can like get your cons out, scale in the back, and then have your commander start building in the front. And it's not a huge risk to do that, and you get about like the same amount of navy plus scaling by the time that there's clashes. I want to make sure that I'm getting this reclaim here. I feel like okay, watching my own perspective in this, I'm getting the same amount of I like watching replays because you can zoom out and kind of really get a feel for what actually was happening, and slowing down and stopping and comparing. So I don't really know what's happening with the other team, for instance. Looks like we're doing pretty good their Geo player got their Geo up really quick, so they're killing it on Eco, it looks like. But yeah, I'm not sure if this is gonna be the most educational video ever. But this is me just kind of copying and opening and then winging it. And the more I play, the more I play C, the more herrings I try to include. Some important things: they provide radar, and even better, they have more line of sight than the rest of your navy, which allows you to actually like fire directly, like have an more accurate firing at the opponent's navy. I think, I don't know. It seems like with navy, it's like so easy to whiff shots that you have to kind of. You might actually have to be trying to manually fire a lot for things to actually hit, and just use your experience and intuition. Try to keep the res boats on and herrings on quota, and then I usually think that subs are really bad, but I guess they're okay in the beginning. I guess a destroyer can only be in one place at once, for example. Yeah, kind of running out of things to talk about. It's hard to, as you play, it's hard, like you'll come in these situations, especially with Navy, where you end up like surrounding your naval factory with eco, and then end up like either really difficult for your ships. What is the ship doing? So like the ship's freaking out trying to get out of the base. So yeah, it's like doing this side shimmy thing that was funny. It was kind of funny looking. And I put my conversion bar over here because the wind sometimes is going to be really good, and then you're going to overflow. And later on, like T2 battleships need energy, and maybe Buccaneers need energy to fire, so you have to like I'm finding that even like it's good to have energy storage even when you're relying on stuff like solar or tidal as your income. But yeah, especially if you're doing a mixed economy, helps a lot. So that your team doesn't get your overflow. You get to keep your overflow more often. I am enjoying myself a nice, cool Sapporo. I try not to drink a whole lot anymore, but today I said, well, I didn't say anything. I just kind of followed my heart and got myself a 3 for $10 Sapporo deal at the Julasco. This other C player's killing it. He must have Geos are so good. It doesn't even look like he has his Geo up, but he got his T2 con. He got his T2 con. I'm still trying to figure out like the best order for like ferrying the con and the com, because I'll get my com to the island and take those metal extractors, and then I'll ferry them back and make wind until I get my T2, and then build the advanced mechs, and then ferry the com back over there to build the AMEX over there, and then bring them back again, and then start making more wind or converters or whatever I need. But I've seen people scale like crazy in C, so that's what I want to get to. Get to doing. And I think a big part of it is like the sooner you start scaling, the better. Because the sooner you scale, the more it pays out. And this is me just like completely botching this. I think I should have waited. Yeah, my frigates are back there. So, I mean, this was kind of a nice bait. I thought I was doing good here because I think I started my T2 around this time. And then he starts sending those infernal ships. And I start sending buccaneers. And he had like a T2 battleship before me. But the buccaneers did fine. I just wish that I had a few more res boats. Yeah, I just like run away from this and kite. I do end up getting a lot of this reclaim, but he gets his reclaim too. I think I want to take a look and see what's going on there. Yeah, he's making res boats. I didn't really know what was happening, and I've had this... I'm having so much trouble like breaking this defensive position in C. It's like it's really hard to like get vision of the flagship, and the flagships move. It's hard to dumbfire at them. I'm sure I'll get better at it over time, but I had like 3 flagships and he had 1, and I just couldn't I just couldn't get rid of it. Might have been this game, but like a lot... There's just like... C is its own beast. And I'm having a lot of trouble bridging that gap right now. I was like saying in the lobby, like the last game, the air player was just trash, and he was trying to... He wasn't taking responsibility for... He tried to kick me because I was holding him accountable, and he was mad that he didn't want to take responsibility. So he tried kick banning me, and like no one went for it. And then someone... I don't even think I was the one that started the kick ban vote. I'm not sure. There's... The most annoying thing for me lately, or at least today, was people like spamming votes in lobbies and keeping the game from starting. And you just keep telling them like, end the vote, this is never gonna pass, The game can start right now, it's not gonna pass, come on, let's go. It's really obnoxious. People are really obnoxious. Leave so we can take. What happened? See, that Geo player... I saw the Geo player was doing really good. Oh, that was the front. This guy was mad about something. I don't know what they're mad about. I guess we're not really getting into the nitty-gritty of it, but I guess we can take one little snapshot here of income. I'm at 119 compared to Agent Ghost 184. Well, this isn't a good representation. He hasn't upgraded his max. He's not doing energy conversion. Oh, he is. It's over here. I just have so much trouble like breaching this area, man. It gets on my nerves. Come on. Turn off player cam, player view. I guess this shows us the entire map, but it still shows us our own line of sight. I kind of lost my train of thought, but there's like a battle going over here. I'm spamming Buccaneers. And I'm wishing that I had more power. And make sure that I'm getting that flanking damage for at least a moment. Battleship shred destroyers, man, it's crazy. These are Buccaneers. I think they're better. They have better HP and stuff. Ugh. I don't really like watching it like this. I don't think I'll be doing this too often. Especially with this crooked view. This is not the perspective that I normally play at. Micro to banish, I will raid. Give me con, please. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't really care. I think this game goes on for another... Well, I think we do breach pretty quickly. But there will be instances where I go for an attack on this area and it just doesn't work. So I guess that I need to take a look at that. And I guess keep my navy moving and remember to make a jammer ship and overbuild on anti-air, because you'll start winning and then the air will come ruin your day, and then your air will not is not paying attention and refuses to come over and help you. It happens way too much, especially in these lower OS lobbies. But I didn't want to play higher OS lobbies because I want to be the one raging, not the one getting raged at. Yeah, like naturally, he will go for my anti-air ship first if he's microing, probably. And I'm trying. I try to concentrate fire, I guess. But I think I really need to start trying to take advantage of flanking damage as a Navy player. And then I think I decided to make a bunch of subs, and I scale T2 scale in the water a little bit as best I can. I can't really tell from here like how good T2 or these Buccaneers. They are shooting at the air, but it's not doing the greatest job. You know what does do a great job is your air player paying attention. I was like, holy shit, thank you. Get rid of that. It's just driving me nuts. Like I think title is still better than T1 or T2 efficiency wise. And the other thing is, like, man, you gotta put so much, like, as your base gets bigger and more sprawling, like, submarines just tear through bases, and once it's hit your critical infrastructure, you just can't do anything about it, and your entire naval is gone. So you gotta make a whole bunch of torpedo launchers for sure. Avoid them on building new torps. Yeah, I'm building new AA. It's like there's a lot of I looked away and I don't know, how am I losing this battle? I don't get it. 109. My economy is slightly better than his, and he gets all this reclaim. Like, what the? I don't get it. I don't get it. How does this happen? And there's you have to find this balance, because if you fall behind in the Navy, you just die. But if you fall behind on scaling, you just die a little bit later. So the idea is, it's a struggle, but you gotta like keep up. And then I guess I've survived long enough that there was this one match, this guy made a whole bunch of ducks and they just sat here for like the entire game, and then he finally went over here and checked, and there was walls and defenses, and they were just sitting there, and I'm just like, why would you even build that if you're not gonna do anything with it? I guess my team was just better overall, and I'm at least happy that I didn't completely screw this up. But now that I'm looking at this, like, I'm behind a whole battleship here. They got all that reclaim, and then he comes over here and tears through. Yay! He saved me. Oh no. I think that wind chained the entire, I don't know for sure, but it looked like that wind was chaining like the entire line. Which is why I used to build like this with the butlers. I don't do that anymore. I space them out by one. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Battle ended.
But there's other matches, like, yeah, that's just what I've been trying to learn lately, and this is after a day or two of playing pretty aggressively, playing a lot of beach. I'm just like hoping that my rating meets my ability to play on beach for a while, because my ability in this particular role isn't up to par with like my floating around 29-30 OS. So we'll get it back up. I just really want this is what I want to learn right now, and I just want my skill and my rating to meet fairly quickly while I'm doing this, because it makes everything more difficult, because the game isn't going to be balanced properly for the time being. I still did pretty good on the eco. Oh yeah, that's my thoughts on my beginning thoughts on Supreme Isthmus. I just don't play it a whole lot anymore. But now that I'm back and I'm playing it, I don't hate it as much as I used to, or the idea of it. But I'm going to keep playing Rotato. This is just a means to an end to start, like, really learn C. Okay. That's that. Peace out.